Darkcast Network. Welcome to the dark side of podcasting.
Witchcraft, the occult, extremist beliefs, murder. Tune in to Rogue Darkness each Friday and join host Raven as I uncover horrific crimes committed under the misconceptions and misunderstandings of witchcraft and other belief systems. I'll cover a wide range of crimes involving ritualistic killings and extremist beliefs to cult persuasion and supposed possession. Anything and everything that borders the line of horrifying. There's always three sides to a story. Side A, Side B, and then the truth. Let's uncover the truth together and explore the darkness of mankind, one crime at a time. Available wherever you get your podcast fix, simply by searching Rogue Darkness.
Devil is on his way, motherfucker, the devil gonna make you pay. Fall to your knees, devil is on his way. Fall to your knees, devil gonna make you pay. Fall to your knees, devil is on his way. Motherfucker, he's on his...
Hey y'all, welcome back to Mountain Murders.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Dylan.
Sometimes I'm belligerent to my husband before the show starts, but it's okay. It gets us into the holiday spirit, right?
It's our love language.
I'm like, if you don't get this right, I'm going to shove a candy cane up your ass.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
See, exactly. Fucking weirdo.
And here we are.
Heading into the Christmas holiday. We're just a couple of days away. I cannot believe. Feels like it's just really creeped up like Diddy behind you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and next thing you know, there's just oil everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oil and like glitter.
And Santa comes.
Tinsel, snowflakes.
Santa comes sliding down the chimney, if you know what I'm saying.
He probably needs, I mean, if he really is, you know, a bigger guy, probably does need to lube up to get down the chimney.
It's true.
Otherwise, he would get stuck. It would be like the whole Gremlins thing. Her dad got stuck in the chimney.
I've always wondered as a kid, how does he get back up the chimney?
Yeah, I've often wondered that myself.
Yeah, does he have like some gear or something?
Maybe he has climbing gear. Maybe he's like an outdoor adventurous type, and he's got like all the climbing gear.
Okay.
An elf is like helping him like lay down the chimney, Santa.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Dylan, what's your favorite Christmas carol?
I think maybe I like Silent Night.
Okay.
It feels very Christmassy to me.
You like Silent Night?
Very classic.
Okay.
And I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
I think that's
it's a pretty classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to stick with the classics and Jingle Bell Rocks. Is that what that one's called?
It's just called Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle Bell Rock. You don't like that one, do you?
No, I
like
don't mind
one.
that. I don't like Santa Baby.
You hate Santa
That's
Baby.
the one I don't really care for.
All versions of it?
I mean, the Eartha Kitt version is tolerable. I don't like the Madonna version. I'm not a big fan of the song.
So what's your most favoritist?
I don't have one.
Okay.
Oh, it's AC/DC's Mistress for Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good one.
Nice.
Or Gucci Mane's St. Bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Taking it to the streets.
Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis, you know.
Yeah, see, you're way out. I'm more of a contemporary Christmas
Oh,
guy.
I also like Clarence Carter's Backdoor Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, see, I feel like I like to have an innocent Christmas.
Not me.
Not a health department Christmas.
I want my Christmas condemned.
You want your Christmas in a waiting room.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are in the studios. We cannot wait for the Christmas day. It's very close.
I've got my Holly Jolly mug of Russian tea.
Yeah.
You've never had Russian tea, and this was like a staple of my growing up. Like, we always had Russian tea at our Christmas holiday. Now, typically, like, my mom's family would do Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day was like, you did that at home.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way.
And then my other set of grandparents would, like, come visit in the morning.
Yeah.
kind of thing. And we would get to open presents with my other set of grandparents on Christmas Day, maybe later in the day, have a Christmas meal or something.
Yeah, so it's funny how, everybody has their little traditions, and I think Christmas Eve with the family and visiting and all that, and then Christmas morning being more for the family, kind of stay in, that kind of makes sense, Everyone's around the tree in their pajamas. You finally get to open all those presents you've been staring at for all that time,
I don't have a single present under the tree.
Oh, I'm your present. You can unwrap me later.
Is there like I'm going to need a receipt.
I don't have no damn receipt or
I'm
paperwork.
going to take that back.
You know damn well there's no return policy
I
on
don't
me.
think it fits anymore. No, that's not true. I just went and bought myself a bunch of shit for Christmas.
Yeah, and long-time listeners know this. It's the easiest thing. It works best. You just have some money, and you go buy what you want. You know what you want.
Right.
And see, I don't want anything, but you still buy me stuff.
I still buy you stuff. Well, because if I don't buy you stuff, you're practically naked. And then every time we go out, you bitch about not having anything to wear.
What's how I'm most comfortable?
And then you have like 2 shirts that you wear all the time.
That's my going out shirts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But you look like a hobo. That one shirt you've had since we got married. It's like time to upgrade, Dylan.
Yeah, I like the classics.
Get a new shirt.
All right, so here we are. Again,
As you mentioned, yes.
as I've already mentioned. And what are you going to bring us today?
Well, Dylan, I have what I'm going to call a hell of a case here. It is so frustrating. And I just don't even, I have no words for this case, aside from the fact that it's incredibly frustrating. And I have a good feeling that you're going to be a little pissed off by the end of this story.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but we're talking about cold cases, the month of December, which means we only have one more cold case next week. And then we'll be heading into January.
Nice.
We're going to be talking about organized crime in January.
I just know that 2026 is going to be such a good year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like your enthusiasm. Positivity.
Yeah, it's the only way to be.
Just ride that melt into the new year, Dylan. So, yeah, we're going to be discussing organized crime next month. That could mean a lot of things. That could mean mafia. That could mean other kinds of organized crime, heists, shenanigans.
So is all other crime disorganized crime?
I have a feeling like if we committed a crime, it would probably be disorganized.
We would be late.
We're never on time.
We'd be late to the crime.
I have to say, I took my son to a movie today, and we left incredibly early because I knew there would be holiday traffic, people shopping, tying up all those like last minute kind of loose ends. So we left like way early and ended up sitting in traffic and ended up being late for the movie, even though we had left like an hour and a half early.
Well, no, it's the kind of traffic where there's never a reason for it.
Yeah.
Now, if I see
It's
like
rubbernecking.
Yeah, if I see like you're sitting in traffic for 45 minutes an hour, and then you get up to where the thing's at, and you're like, oh, I see why
There
there
was a wreck or
something happened, right? There was a watermelon truck, and a car drove through it.
A truck's on fire.
Yeah,
right?
anything, something. But no, this traffic around here is always for no reason. It's very strange.
Yeah, we actually sat through the same light 6 times. We were at this red light the stoplight for 20 minutes. I timed it before we were finally able to like turn from this stoplight.
To make it like 200 feet.
Yes.
Wow.
Because there was just traffic. Like it's a 4-way intersection and there's traffic in every direction. And the stoplight is like not helping
And of course,
alleviate any of it.
No one lets anyone out.
It was so frustrating. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Also, people can go to Target and buy some cheap crap for their cousin or whatever. Anyway, let's get into today's case. Enough of that. Ho, ho, ho. I need a magic sleigh so I can avoid the traffic.
Yeah, that would be
Maybe
nice.
Santa will bring me a sleigh. Are you ready?
Yes.
You look ready.
I was going to say I'm slaying right now.
You're always slaying, Dylan. Keshaun Vanderhorst. Vanderhorst. A little tricky name there. Keshaun Vanderhorst was born on July 17th, 1993, while his mother Tina was serving a prison sentence for a drug conviction. Keshaun was the youngest of 7 children born to Tina Vanderhorst. None of these children lived with Tina. Keshaun was placed into foster care due to his mother's incarceration.
Oh, that would suck.
Tina had lost 4 children. And I don't mean like she just lost them in the store, Dylan. On November 4th of 1980, 8-month-old Terrence Slaughter passed away. Katrina Stevens, 3 months old, passed away on January 28th of 1983, and Kenneth Stevens died on January 2nd of 1985. Reportedly, these 3 children died of pneumonia and SIDS,
Gosh,
the sudden infant death syndrome.
that seems strange, right?
Statistically, yes, and we're going to discuss that at length here in a moment. Tina's 4th child, a little girl named Marie, was born in 1988. The newborn was premature and weighed only 1 pound.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know a baby could be that tiny and survive.
Yeah, I know. It's news to me. She was also addicted to crack. But it was the 80s, and there was like the crack epidemic. Unfortunately, a lot of babies were born addicted to the drug.
Yes.
That was a bit of an issue back then. I don't know what it's like today.
Well, I'm sure there's still, children being addicted, born addicted to all kinds of substances, including cocaine of some sort, some type of cocaine. But it seemed like during this time, it's just, it happened so often. And it was really tragic.
It was very sad. Marie never left the hospital. She passed away after 4 weeks. Very sad. Now, in the United States, the overall SIDS rate is about 1 in 2,800 infants. It is extraordinarily rare for 3 or more children in the same family to die from SIDS. This should actually trigger an investigation, or at least a child death review. For 3 of Tina's infants to die in this way would be a statistical outlier.
Right.
Just doesn't happen.
No, I mean, it's improbable.
2 sons born in 1986 and 1987 resided with their paternal grandmother. Tina saw her children once in a while, but didn't really play a role in their lives or upbringing. And I have a hot take here, Dylan. At some point, maybe women like Tina need to be sterilized.
Well, I mean, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I mean, you have this person who obviously doesn't seem to want to have kids, right?
Or take care of the kids that she has.
Yeah. So
or they're taken away from, or they pass away. I mean, it just.
And not just for society's sake or, other family members.
Kids' sake.
For the children's sake, a person like this just should not continue to have children. And I don't know what that looks like, as far as if you were try to implement some kind of a policy or outline of policy.
Like the ACLU would be all over it. Like, this is so inhumane and evil, and this is you're trampling on her rights or whatever. But I mean, after a while, it's like you've had 7 kids. 4 of them had died.
Right.
In a very mysterious fashion. You don't take care of 2 of them. I mean, like, at what point do you just stop having babies that you don't really want? It seems like.
Well, no, and it's a touchy conversation with some people. It's like someone who's on benefits, if you will. When you have the 1 or 2 children, then how do you end up with 6 or 7 kids on benefits? If you know damn well
like
that
I can't afford to take care of the 2 I have,
or give them some kind of a decent life. Yeah,
well,
so it's very irresponsible at the very least.
Well, it is. So by November of 1994, Tina was out of prison and living in an apartment in North Philadelphia. It was in the 1400 block of North 17th Street. Since Keshaun had been under the state's care in a foster home, the Department of Human Services was involved in Tina's life. At a hearing on November 10th of 1994, DHS caseworkers announced during a family court hearing that Keshaun would be reunited with his mother. Now, at this point, Keshaun was 16 months old. A lawyer was appointed as Keshaun's advocate. His name was Ted Gorka. Now, Gorka objected to this reunification, stating that he felt it was too soon.
So, in his opinion, mom's still not ready to be a capable parent.
Gorka agreed the mother and child should be together in the future, but he felt uncomfortable releasing Keshaun into Tina's custody, considering the deaths of the four other children.
4 children.
4 children.
I mean, okay. I mean, it's kind of blows my mind that what part of the system is suggesting that the 16-month-old baby be given back to this mother, honestly.
Well, Dylan, we know that DHS or social services or, the Department of Family Service, whatever it's called in your area, often is kind of a joke. I mean, I hate to say it, and I know we probably have some folks out there who maybe work for this agency or are social workers, but judging from just our experiences and other people's experiences, like people we know, it just seems time and time again children are failed, and we've discussed some of those cases here on the pod,
right,
where this just systematic failure results in the death of a child, and it could have been totally avoided.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are some workers that do plenty of good. I'm sure of it. But, I've known people that worked inside the system, and they'll be the first one to tell you that a lot of times, maybe it's the letter of the law or, their standards and procedures there that they have to follow that cause some of these issues. But many times, it's almost like they will not... It's almost like they don't vet the people they represent sometime. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
At all.
Absolutely.
In the least, which would help a lot.
Gorka's opinion was to keep Keshaun in foster care a while longer. Gorka's objections didn't matter to the judge, who ruled with DHS. Keshaun should be returned to his biological mother. However, there was a stipulation that there should be continued supervision by DHS. Like these home visits, pop-ins.
And I think it's just the nature of the whole situation, like the foster care system, the limited availability and things like that kind of create these pressures to to get a child back rehomed with the parent. So, I mean, it really is a complicated situation.
Well, there's a big push for that. And a lot of times, I mean, I hate to say it, but these parents don't need to be reunited with their kids.
Right. So, but I do think if you look at the whole system, it's complicated.
It can be.
And there's a lot of moving parts. So it's a tough thing to navigate.
Aren't you nice and pleasant?
Well, no, I mean, you can take a step back. I can take a step back.
Mm-hmm. Well, I often don't have anything nice just based on the experiences we had trying to get custody of your girls.
Well,
we had legal custody of your girls, and just
trust
issues surrounding trying to get them after you got. I mean, it was just a lot.
Well, no,
and we've talked about a lot of that here on the pod.
No, it's true, and I certainly didn't have a very good time dealing with them, and it seemed like every wrong move was made, every single time. But yeah, I don't know. It really pisses.
One parent can actively be in drug addiction.
Well, no, that's what I was.
And then the sober parent who's working and has stability, the social workers crawl up your ass instead of the parent who's homeless and addicted to drugs.
An obvious drug addict.
Having problems.
And insane.
Well.
And can't even carry on a normal conversation.
Living in a chicken coop. Yes.
No, well, honestly, that's true. That it seems like the only people they ever deal with in an extended manner is normal people that are willing and able to
engage.
Yeah, right.
That will allow you to keep coming by instead of just cussing you and threatening to hit you with their car or something.
Yeah, and if you act a damn fool, they don't even want to deal with you at all.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess the best option is you should act like a fool.
Well, no, what you should do is know your rights, and if you're not done anything wrong, you should stand your ground at all times, because they will try to push into your life when they're not needed.
Yeah.
Gosh, see, now I'm trying not to even go down that road. All right, let's move on.
Well, I just don't have a whole lot of positivity in that realm. So a social worker was ordered by the judge to work with Ted Gorka about services that would be provided to the family. The social worker said the agency would be doing home supervision, but they were not going to be able to, apply these visits until after the new year. So now this trial is in November. We're not going to be able to start home visits until January. So that leaves like a 2-month gap where there's no home visit, no supervision, no check-in.
That makes no sense.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. And as you can imagine, Ted Gorka was displeased with the situation. His next step was calling a supervisor at the DHS office to say, I have concerns. Because at this point, like, his job is to be advocate for the child.
Right.
So I'm not sure if he's like a guardian ad litem or what, but he's the child's advocate. So his only concern is this child, the safety of this child, the health and safety, and what's going to best serve the child.
Right. And so in his professional capacity doing his job, which is only worrying about what's best for the child, not anyone else's feelings or what's good for mom and dad or anything like that, what's best for the child, period. He seems to feel very strongly that this is not the way to go.
He recommended someone check in with the family sooner and more frequently. The supervisor said Tina had never been accused of abusing or neglecting Keshaun, and therefore it was not considered a high-risk case. The supervisor dismissed Gorka's concerns, and at one point, the DHS supervisor made a snarky remark, something along the lines of like, if you're so worried, then you pay them a visit.
Okay.
Even though that's your job and that's like what you're being paid to do. But yeah, you should be an asshole to the guy who cares about the kid. I don't understand. Ted Gorka warned the agency there will be dire consequences.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like you're really messing up here.
So now, had mom been accused of abusing any other minors or children?
I don't know. But having 3 children die of SIDS within just like a year or so apart, I mean, that should be a cause for concern. That's a big red flag.
Right.
Big red flag. People in the neighborhood would babysit Keshaun, sometimes for like a few minutes, but other times for overnights, which, a lot of these folks enjoyed having him around, so it was like not a big deal. The child would be seen around the area with his mother, like he would be riding a little red tricycle. People said, everywhere Tina went, the little boys with her, they seemed to be like peas in a pod. In early January, a social worker was sent to Tina's apartment, and by all accounts, the mother was taking good care of the child. She was provided counseling and attending some parenting classes. The social workers felt confident that things were on track. There were no indications that Tina was using drugs. So by all outward appearances, Tina had turned a corner and was changing her life, building better for her little boy. Tina enrolled in a culinary program. Tina had told others her goal was to get custody of the other sons, the other 2 boys, to get that custody back from their grandmother. While she was in college, Tina got help paying for Keshaun's daycare. It has been said that Keshaun liked going to daycare. His teacher, her name was Lisa Costin, considered Tina to be a loving mother who really cared about her son.
Most little kids do enjoy once they get into a structured program like daycare or preschool.
They do.
And I know it's sometimes hard on mom and dad to let their little one kind of, you have to admit to yourself they're growing up. You lose some control over their daily, maybe routines. But most kids are totally stoked to go to school.
Well, yeah, they socialize, they get to play,
yeah,
they do some learning.
Yeah, from their perspective, you got this cool, daycare room or whatever, or preschool, and it's bright, it's full of energy. You get to meet new kids. You
get to do things maybe you normally wouldn't get to do. They have easels and paint.
Yeah.
A little library, like book nooks, They have outdoor, typically playground with outdoor equipment.
Yeah, and the entire space is designed for children.
Yes.
Counter heights, things like that. So it's got to be cool for a kid.
Because I remember going to preschool or like daycare, and my favorite was they had like costumes.
Yeah.
Of course, I love costumes. So I was like, yeah, stoked to try on the costumes. And there was like housekeeping.
Put on a production.
I never liked, housekeeping. A lot of the kids wanted to go play mom, and in the little kitchen and stuff, but not me. I was like, okay, we're going to put on Shakespeare. Who's auditioning? No, I'm just kidding. We would actually reenact Dukes of Hazzard.
Nice.
Yeah. There was this little boy named Andy, and we would always be like, Dukes of Hazzard.
Were you Daisy?
No, I was a Duke. What are you talking about? I was a Duke brother.
You was Bo?
Fuck yeah. I was
Bo and
I was
Luke.
driving a car. Yeah. Okay, so social workers last paid the family a visit in June of 1995. The agency determined that Tina was doing very well, no longer needed service. Tina's case file was sent back to DHS with a recommendation like, we can suspend these visits, close the case, all is well. Tina was still on parole and attending like those, parole appointments. The parole officer would periodically update DHS, and since things appeared to be going well, DHS never checked in on Keshaun directly. They just relied on those updates from the parole officer. So at this point, it's kind of like, okay, we're closing the case. We're working toward that. Another hearing was set for August 10th of 1995 in family court. DHS recommended closing the case. They thought Tina had made wonderful progress and the services were no longer needed. However, Ted Gorka had more to say. Again, he rejects DHS's recommendation. Gorka thought it was too soon to cut off supervision. He's still worried about the child's welfare. Again, pointing to Tina's history with drugs and, dead kids.
Well, I mean, if she's doing all these things, it does seem like she is trying to get her shit together. Starting school, trying to maybe get some kind of career path going.
Well, it does. I mean, I understand from the social worker's point of view, like she's thriving. She seems to be, making really good progress. But I also understand this fella whose sole job is to advocate for this little boy to still have reservations.
Well, no, I understand too.
Right?
And I have to imagine in a case like this, when he's been the child's advocate in court, he probably is privy to all the information, the entire case file, and there's got to be reasons that he feels this strongly about this case, right?
Yeah, well, the judge once again sided with DHS. Tina would remain on parole and check in with her parole officer, but DHS would no longer provide home checks. And it was kind of like, if the probation or parole officer wants to update us on how things are going, cool. If not, whatever. We're done. We're done here. Sometime after the court hearing, Tina's life hit a bump in the road. She had been dating a man named James Simons, and when the couple broke up, Tina seemed to spiral. She quit going to culinary classes, and since Keshaun's daycare was funded by public assistance, which was tied to Tina's attendance at school,
right,
the funds were no longer available. And Tina could not afford to pay for daycare out of pocket. Money had been tight. She was a single mom. She's going to school, trying her best, but, she just didn't have hundreds of dollars to pay for daycare. And, I mean, a lot of people are in that boat, right? It's expensive.
No, it can be very expensive, right? Yes, definitely.
Neighbors started noticing changes in Tina's behavior. She would often ask people to babysit, like promising to return within a few minutes, but then leave Keshaun overnight with no contact. Like, hey, I'm going to run down the corner. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Turns into like, I've had your child for 36 hours. Where have you been? And
that is a cardinal sin by a parent, not outlining how long you want someone to care for your child.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, that's very inconsiderate. People have other things to do.
Well, yeah,
you're taking advantage of their kindness.
Yeah, and it also, I mean, who doesn't come back and get their kid?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's worrying because, like, is she hurt? Is she in an accident? Like, is this, is she going to come back? I mean, like, there are these questions, right?
No, and it's the unfortunate thing that people like her deal with is that you can be doing well or trying to do better or at least be normal, however you want to phrase it, and something can happen, and then you allow these old behaviors to come back again, and it sends you into a spiral of, this sounds like someone pawning their kid off on someone so they can go off and do drugs. I mean, there's not many other ways to look at something like that, and it's just not good.
One day, Keshaun appeared in the apartment window. The child was crying hysterically and screaming, and this went on for like a half hour. Neighbors didn't know what was going on, but pretty quickly realized Tina was not at home. So she had left the toddler alone in the apartment.
Oh, my God.
When neighbors couldn't take the child's wails anymore, they were very concerned about this little baby. This is a tiny kid, right? Being left home alone. A teenager opened the window and brought the child out of the apartment. The boy didn't know what to do with this little kid, so he just kind of held him, kind of rocking him, trying to calm him down, like telling him it'll be okay, little buddy, like don't be scared, it's fine, I got you, that kind of stuff. Well, by now, there's like a crowd who've gathered trying to soothe this little boy, trying to decide what they should do.
Yeah, I guess everyone realizing the child is actually there alone.
Right, so then Tina shows up. She does not say anything. She does not offer an explanation. She just snatches Keshaun up and goes inside.
Well, that's even worse.
Like she's mad that they have her son.
Can you imagine how scared that little baby is as in a house alone by itself?
No.
I couldn't imagine doing that to any little one.
Well, no. Rufus is out of his mind when we leave him for like 20 minutes.
And he's a dog.
And he's my dog son, Tina never thanked anyone for watching Keshaun. Like, she never thanked this little boy. Like, thank you for getting my son. Thank y'all for being concerned. Like, I had an emergency. Like, nothing. Again, that's just not okay.
No, it's strange behavior as well.
Not long after, Tina left Keshaun with a neighbor. The woman had 3 children of her own, but was told, like, this would only be for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Long enough she's going to run an errand. She'll be right back. This lady agrees, but time passes, and there's no sign of Tina. Keshaun needed a diaper change, and the woman didn't really know what to do. Like, she didn't have any items for a baby, for a toddler. She asks the landlord, can you let me into Tina's apartment so I can get some diapers? The landlord does this. It sounds like, it's kind of everybody kind of knows everybody and the neighbors have trust among each other kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But Tina did not return until like the next day, and she did not offer up any information. No explanation of where she had been. Basically walks in, scoops up her son, and leaves. And at this point, all of the neighbors, the landlord, like everybody in the building is just like, what the fuck is this woman doing?
Well, yeah, no one's going to see things like this and not be wondering what in the hell's going on.
Well, regular people, that care about their kids, and no, they're not going to be doing this stuff. I don't know anybody who's going to leave their toddler alone.
No, and you'll see these videos of people like leaving their kids in the car and going in a bar to drink or some gambling spot to gamble. And it's just very, I don't know. I could never, ever do that. I would never think to do that. And if someone suggested doing that, I would tell them they're crazy. And even maybe not the greatest parents in the world, these are things they would never, ever do. You know what I mean?
No.
It's so far outside of normal.
No, never. At the end of September, Tina surprised her son's daycare teacher by showing up on the doorstep. It was clear to Lisa Costin that Tina was intoxicated. Now, I don't know if that means she was under the influence of drugs or alcohol. And there was no sign of Keshaun. Tina told her that the little boy was with his father. Tina then told Lisa about the breakup with the ex-boyfriend, James Simons. And from what I understand, like, he packed up and, like, left town after they broke up.
Okay.
Like, left Philadelphia altogether. After an hour or so, Tina asks if she can borrow some money for food. Lisa gives her some cash, and Tina says, I'll bring Keshaun by to say hello very soon, and she goes on her way. Tina's sister Kim had visited the apartment on September 24th of 1995. This would be the last time Kim would see her nephew, Keshaun. Kim had no more contact with her sister after this. Now, she reported Tina and Keshaun missing on October 13th. Kim had been unable to reach her sister and was very worried. When law enforcement checked in, the landlord claimed he had not seen Tina for 3 weeks. The landlord's brother had seen Tina a week earlier, but she did not have her son. According to reports, Tina had spent time with her other sons, Keith and Kendall, and had made a comment to those children that they wouldn't see Keshaun again.
Oh, my God.
She then started crying. Now, when these children returned to their grandmother, they told her, what their mother had said. And the grandmother was concerned about this and contacted Tina's sister, Kim.
Well, yeah, how could you not be concerned?
Law enforcement was able to locate Tina on October 16th. Tina was very angry when cops approached her. She did not want to answer any questions. She was high. She was high as hell, Dylan. Officers found drugs during the search, and due to this parole violation, Tina was arrested. Police were now extremely troubled by Keshaun's missing person status. When asked where the child was, Tina said a social worker had taken him. Now, initially, law enforcement was kind of relieved to hear this, but once they called DHS, police learned no one had removed the child from Tina's custody. Like, no one with the, department. Tina's case, was closed, they explained. Like, we haven't had any home visits. Her case is closed. We don't have any, affiliation right now. So, no, we don't have this child.
So not only do we not have custody of the child, we haven't even had any contact.
Right, yes. So DHS, no longer has any involvement in their lives. Residents of the apartment building shared that they had not seen this child in weeks. When Tina's apartment was searched, there was nothing to suggest his whereabouts. Police noted the apartment was filthy and infested with rodents.
Oh, God.
They even checked a vacant lot next door, but there was no sign of Keshaun. When Kim was able to confront her sister Tina says, well, this woman from DHS took my child, this social worker.
So that's her story.
That's her story. On October 18th, law enforcement decides to review the deaths of Tina's other children. A forensic pathologist who looked into the cases made comments very similar to mine in the beginning, that it was nearly impossible to have 3 children die of SIDS. So either Tina is the unluckiest woman on the planet or she is a killer, right?
So we're just now taking a look at the deaths of these other multiple children?
Yeah.
Not before we give her a child back?
Yeah.
That makes total sense.
But no charges are brought against Tina, despite this forensic pathologist reviewing this case and basically saying this is really suspicious. Denise, Tina's other sister, felt Keshaun had been dropped off at someone's house and that Tina had failed to pick him up. She said, quote, "I think he is in good hands. I really do."
Or maybe she just hoped he was in good hands.
Well, I mean, there's that. A lot of people, want to live in denial or kind of want to be positive,
but
and not expect the worst or think that the worst has happened.
Well, and she does also have a history of leaving her child with many different people, right?
Well, it sounds like it. Tina's story changes several times. She tells police that a woman showed up at her apartment offering to take Keshaun. The woman had heard Tina could no longer care for the boy. So just someone told this lady, this woman, Tina, needs help.
So she's trying to convince them this is what happened, but there would be a paper trail. I mean, it wouldn't take 5 minutes to walk this lead down,
Well, I mean, not if it's just some random woman who shows up. Like, hey, I heard from them people down the street that you might need a little help. I thought I'd come take your baby.
Right, but I mean, obviously, if it was someone affiliated with the DHS.
Well, I think we've already determined that the DHS has not taken the baby.
Are you sure?
Okay, I mean, the dingo might have taken the baby, but not DHS.
Maybe they got the baby in the baby room with the other babies.
Now, according to Tina, this woman handed her a letter with a phone number on it, but Tina admits she didn't look at the letter or read it. And, of course, now she doesn't know where the letter is.
Oh, of course.
The woman told her she would be in touch once the child was settled and that Tina could come visit. Okay.
I'm sure they're not buying this.
This is a woman who works for the Casey Anthony babysitting agency.
Yes.
Now, the woman had shown up on Thursday, September 26th around 4 p.m., according to Tina.
It's the Nanny Zanny Child Placement
She
company.
described the woman as being black, in her maybe late 30s, early 40s. She was small in stature, maybe standing around like 5'3", 5'4", weighing maybe 100, 120 pounds, like petite lady. That she was wearing a suit. It was like a maroon jacket and like a cream colored skirt, or maybe I have that
backwards.
Yeah, but she's dressed nicely, and her nails were done.
Oh.
So she's a classy lady. Her name was allegedly Virginia Graham. She's a married mother of 2. She lives in Philadelphia with her husband and has a nice family. Mrs. Graham put Keshaun into a white car, 4-door car, and drove away.
Okay.
And she felt okay about it because this lady was wearing a suit and had her nails done.
Well, yeah, she had a skirt on. You always trust a woman in a skirt.
You do?
Yeah.
Good to know. Now, hearing this story, law enforcement performs a second search of Tina's apartment. Now, homicide detectives want to take over this case. They think there is a high probability of foul play involved in Keshaun's disappearance. Searches do not turn up any clues in the case. A few tips are reported to police. One caller described a screaming child only a few blocks away from Tina's apartment. But upon investigation, they found out, this is not related to Keshaun. As it turns out, Dylan, toddlers scream a lot.
Well, yeah.
Not just this one toddler, but like other toddlers as well.
Well, that's all they do until they get a little
So you might have a neighbor that has a little kid that's screaming, but that doesn't mean it's the missing kid. Just wanted to clarify.
That's a fair point.
Okay. Another lead suggests that police look at an abandoned building in the area. So they go search this property, but there was nothing found to suggest like Keshaun was ever at this property. They didn't find any, like personal items. They didn't find him. Tina is jailed awaiting a hearing on this parole violation. She refuses to cooperate with the investigation into her son's disappearance. When they ask her to take a polygraph, she refuses. It is on December. It is on Tuesday. I don't know where I got December from Tuesday. It is on Tuesday, October 24th, a month since Keshaun was last seen, that Tina offers up another story to law enforcement. Now, this time, Tina says a woman came to her door with $500 cash. The money was in $20 increments, like $20 bills. The description of the woman, Virginia Graham, remains the same, as does this white 4-door sedan.
Oh, so this time the only difference is she's selling her kid to this woman?
Yeah, so this $500 was paid to Tina to purchase Keshaun.
It's a rehoming fee?
Yeah.
What the hell, dude?
Well, he's probably had his vaccines and maybe there's like some toys and some baby food or something. So, you got to charge that rehoming fee.
Now, can you imagine the investigators' faces when she's telling yet another story and it's even more outlandish?
They've got to be in disbelief. And on top of that, like the horror to think a mother would sell her baby. Like what? Tina says she took the money and used it to get high.
All right.
Since Tina has not changed this woman's description, law enforcement get a sketch artist to draw like a composite sketch.
Really?
Of this woman, that Tina keeps describing to them. The drawing is released to the public, but of course no one comes forward with information. Like no one has seen this
Virginia Graham.
Virginia Graham, and we all know those composite sketch some guys sometimes can look a little crazy, so nobody's seen this drawing walking around town.
So they just drew a picture of this little tiny woman in a plain white sedan? Or is that a coupe? That's a sedan, yeah.
She had a unibrow? No, I don't know. There were holes in her story. Big holes, Dylan, gaping holes, right? Which lead police to think the worst. Law enforcement said most children are sold during pregnancy. Like if a mother's trying to make a deal, like, hey, you can have my baby. It's usually like before the baby's born that they make these deals. I don't know how baby selling works. I'm not in the black market for selling babies.
That whole idea is very, very weird to me.
But to hear that she sold an older child, of course, police are thinking like trafficking. This is not good.
And that's what's
crazy.
crazy.
Probably long gone.
Is that people actually do this around the world somewhere today. Likely someone sold a child to someone for some purpose.
I don't want to think about it. It's just the worst. We got to crack down on that shit.
Yeah, I agree.
But how are we supposed to do that when our leaders are the ones responsible for it?
Well, what can you do?
No witnesses in the area recalled seeing this mysterious woman or the white car. And here's the thing, Dylan. There were several neighbors who were known to like sit out in front of the apartment for most of the day.
Yes, also known as busybodies.
Well, that, and like maybe there's a couple of little men who sit out in front of the building and shoot the crap and busybody, and yeah.
Well, no, I'm kidding. Some people just hang out, like to hang out on the stoop. I enjoy sitting and looking.
I know you like to sit and like. So who are you to judge?
Maybe have your cold one on the stoop, and you see everything when we're just hanging out like that.
Yeah, like pop the top on a knee-high grape or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, refreshing.
And just people watch.
People watch. Not a single one of these folks had seen this woman with Keshaun, or this white car that allegedly just drove up and this lady gets out and then puts this baby in her car.
That's because the woman's not real.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Maybe they just all were mistaken. They were sidetracked.
I'm going to go ahead and ruin the ending. She's lying.
Police attempt to track down James Simmons, the ex-boyfriend, but they cannot locate him because, like I said, he had, skipped town or just up and moved out of his apartment and left town.
Yeah, he got the hell out of there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. If it was a job or what. Now, a few days later, Tina has another story, Dylan. She claims that she got high and walked with Keshaun in his stroller down to this nearby fruit stand. Tina gives scant details about this. But she will say, I can't remember if I brought my son home from the fruit stand or if I just left him there.
My God.
Now, this fruit stand was, I guess, kind of a popular spot. And it did seem that Tina and Keshaun went in there quite a bit to purchase fruit and whatever. And that Tina had a friendly relationship with the man who worked there. And that a lot of times this man would watch Keshaun while she shopped or whatever, would give the little boy fruit or popsicles or something like that,
Right. And he may notice if she forgets her child there.
Right. So he knows them. He sees them regularly. And like I said, he's even watched this child a few times. He had not seen Tina with Keshaun, and the boy was never left behind in a stroller.
Big shock.
Never, to his knowledge, the whole time he's working there. Yes. Tina was charged with selling an infant and endangering the welfare of a child.
Okay, so even though I'm sure they think that she's full of shit, it's interesting because they're taking her statements, what she's saying is the truth, and actually charging her with it, which I think's pretty clever on their part.
Yeah, there's really no evidence. So what else besides this? What other charges could they file?
Right.
Right? Her trial was slated for November of 1996. She pleaded no contest. Tina admitted during this hearing that she sold her son for drugs. However, 2 months later, at the sentencing hearing, Tina will deny this and say, I never sold my child for drugs.
Okay, then where's your child?
Well, she's not going to tell you that part. She was given 7 years in prison.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, police have never been able to determine what happened to Keshaun despite massive search efforts. It's just so sad.
So it's just she goes to jail on this child selling charge or whatever, and that's just it. No one else knows. No one ever finds out what happened to this little baby.
No.
Damn, that's crazy.
So he's been missing all this time. And, at this point, he would be well into his 30s.
Well, I think, sadly, we know that something happened or she did something and she's just never going to tell the truth.
So there's some theories floating around. One of those theories is that Tina's former boyfriend took the child to give him a better life. Folks said that this boyfriend was kind of constantly on Tina, like when she was not being a good mother, like leaving the child with different people and that kind of thing, that he would tell her, like, if you don't straighten up, I'm just going to take this baby. Like, I'm going to take this baby and raise this baby. But there doesn't seem to be any indication that that's what actually happened. We don't know.
Now, if that is what happened, it seems like she should just tell the truth and say that's what happened.
Well, the truth is, Dylan, she could have been high as hell. She don't know what happened.
You think there's actually a chance she may not know what happened to her child?
Yeah, I do.
Damn.
Like she went to some crack house and was getting high as hell and wandered off and come back and then forgot she took the baby there or left it and somebody else took. Yeah, I think it's possible. Or like her sister said, maybe she left a baby with somebody and she don't even remember who the hell she left it with.
Damn, that's crazy that that's even a possibility.
I don't know. I've never smoked crack. I've never been a crack addict, so I don't know like how crack works.
Right.
But that would make sense to me, maybe, that she was high as hell and
or somebody kidnaps her child when she's not looking.
Yeah, and that
anything
she just like doesn't remember.
She was just continually putting this child in dangerous situations.
Yes,
and it's really sad, and it's a failure of the system in so many ways, right? There's no other way to look at it.
Just the idea that she's willing to leave her child, and I don't know the neighbors. Maybe she had good relationships with these people. Maybe they were really good. They were fine folks. I don't know. But just the idea of like leaving your kid with kind of random strangers or people maybe you don't know that well, your neighbors, that just kind of gives me the ick because you really don't know people and it's pretty dangerous. As we know now, maybe back then people were a little more naive, but we know how sick and gross people are in the world.
Well, it's true. Even your own family could be, not
pervy
good
and doing some weird shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but just leaving your child with whoever or saying that I'm only going to be gone a minute and then staying gone all night, that's really weird.
So like a recipe for disaster.
You're just asking for something to happen to your child.
Well, and something did happen to her child.
And it means that you don't care about this child at all.
Other theory, which, a lot of people think this makes the most sense, is that Tina killed her son. She's had 3 other children die from these like mysterious circumstances. The 4th child died in the hospital, which, we can't really, I guess, blame that on her, but she was using drugs. So,
well, to a degree, you can.
Her decisions led to this. So maybe she killed this baby too.
Damn. They need to hold her down and sterilize this woman.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't you spay or neuter her or something?
So she probably didn't even do 7 years. We know how the system works.
No, I don't think she did.
And then she gets out and gets to go on with her life. Right?
Yeah.
And never give any answers to family, friends, anyone who ever cared about that little baby. And that's really wild.
The other theory is that she did indeed sell this child for $500 to buy drugs and that she doesn't know where he is or who has him or what happened.
Well, I guess out of all those theories, let's hope the first one is the true one.
That her boyfriend took the child?
That he took off with the child and to get him away from her and give him a better life.
One would hope. I mean, I just, in my heart, I hope that this child was taken somewhere, loved, and is a grown man who maybe just doesn't remember any of this and is out there somewhere living a great life.
Right.
I mean, that's your hope. But we know in these situations that's rarely the case.
No, every time a parent or parents start changing the story about what's happened to their child over and over again, changing details, changing the story completely, it has never, ever turned out good. The child's never been found thriving somewhere. People just didn't know it. So, unfortunately, that might be the least likely outcome.
Tina resurfaced in the news again in 2016 when she was arrested and accused of stabbing an elderly man 77 times, then setting his apartment on fire.
Damn. Tina's a menace.
Somehow, Dylan, she was acquitted of these charges.
Okay.
At the time of arrest, Tina was living on the streets. She was unhoused. Does she just have, I just don't, does she have the golden touch here or something? Like the Midas touch that, not that she's living on the streets, but that she just continues like getting away with these things?
Yeah, I don't know. You see this.
At this point we have 5 children out of the picture under mysterious circumstances.
And now you're accused of a very serious violent crime.
Of murdering an old man and setting his apartment on fire.
Right.
Yeah.
But you still beat the system.
Still beat the system.
Damn, she could write a book.
It could be like OJ's, like, I didn't do it, but if I did.
Well, her book would be called It Ain't Me.
It ain't me 6 times.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I wanted to highlight Keshaun's story is because there's not a lot of information out there about him. And I think this is such a strange story.
It is.
Such a mystery. It is important to keep Keshaun's name out there and keep him in folks' memories, and we never know. I've recently seen stories where someone takes a, DNA test, ancestry, and figures out like they were kidnapped as a child.
Right.
And this is not my real mother. I was abducted, and then they're like reunited with their family.
Yeah, it's like my name is Steven.
So we never know really what could happen. Keshaun, like I said, he could be out there somewhere.
Dude, do you think my mama kidnapped me from somebody?
Well, okay.
Mama.
First of all, I don't know why anybody would want to kidnap you.
Oh, that's not true.
And 2, she had to kidnap your sister too because y'all look just alike.
Okay, she kidnapped both of us.
Your sister's like a little prettier than you.
I can't believe she did that.
She's a lot prettier than you, but you and your sister look just alike.
Hey, people try to take me off the street every day.
Do they?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, they do. Vans pull up, talking about get in here.
Why?
Yeah, they're like, we got some chocolate.
You never go?
No.
What if they have like good chocolate?
Oh, like what? Are you saying
I don't know.
Like a 60% cacao chocolate? Is American chocolate, European chocolate? What are we working with here?
I don't know, but Dubai chocolate, I've been seeing, I guess, this viral Dubai chocolate. It was like a thing for a minute. Everybody was talking about it. And I recently saw some in the store, and it was a chocolate bar. It was maybe Ghirardelli. I don't know. It was one of those like, chocolatey brands. They were trying to sell that damn candy bar for $15.
What?
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
I was like, does this have gold in it?
Nah.
I think it's got some pistachios in it.
I don't care. I could buy a big bag of pistachios for $15.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay $15 for a chocolate bar.
No.
From Dubai.
I don't care if it's from the sun.
That's too much. I will Dubai something else. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
I'll get a little $2 Dove chocolate bar.
I can't believe they would have that price point that high.
I guess that's like a common... I think this is expensive chocolate for whatever reason.
Yeah, they must have had to bring in a lot of migrant labor from other countries to make that chocolate in Dubai. Yes. So thanks for that story. It's a really sad story.
It is so sad.
And
it makes me really angry.
Yeah.
I felt like you would be angry that I would get a reaction from you that was.
Well, I am angry. This is ridiculous. A person like that doesn't deserve. You have so many people that would give a child a loving home and love them and support them.
So many people out there who desperately want children and cannot have them.
Right.
And would be the best parents.
And then you have someone like this who seems to not even want children.
She just squirts one out every year and then they all die or disappear or whatever.
And never even takes a second, even in the modern age when it's a lot easier. You have so much access to varying types of birth control, and there's all kinds of, you can get all kinds of resources and help from that. So that's why I don't understand with these people who don't want kids. Is like, you don't have to have a kid. You know what I mean? There's ways of stopping that.
Well, it just seems like birth control isn't even part of the conversation anymore.
It's like, which
blows my mind.
Why do you keep going through pregnancy?
I guess we grew up in the 80s when AIDS was like in the forefront of everyone's minds, and it was drilled into our generation. Safe sex, safe sex, safe sex. And that does not seem to even be part of the conversation anymore.
No, it's like you don't want to get a sexually transmitted disease. It's not just AIDS, which was the worst of it, right?
But you can get there's a variety of there's an array of diseases out there you could get.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's like these young people talking about having chlamydia or gonorrhea like it's no big deal.
Well, and then there's all this pushback about, birth control's bad for you. And I'm like, well, yeah, but so is a potentially, life-threatening STD.
Right.
Or syphilis.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude.
I don't get it. All right. So that sad story may be the last one you hear before the holidays. So we hope everyone enjoys their Christmas day.
Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
Maybe have some Russian tea, right? Some hot Russian tea.
Man, I'm going to have another cup.
And we hope everyone enjoys themselves. And
we do?
Yeah.
We do.
We don't. Yeah. I mean, come on. What kind of holiday message is that? We hope it don't work out for you. And Sandy gets you a lump of coal.
Hey, all right. In this economy, that coal's probably worth something.
Well, you keep hearing about in this economy, and I know it has been tough in many ways for us and a lot of everyone else. But, I think things are starting to loosen up a little bit.
Dude, gas is like $2.13.
They claim
around town.
They claim that a record number of people will travel for the holidays starting today, actually.
Yeah, and there was like a huge shopping boom.
Yeah.
Like those Black Friday numbers were elevated.
So it makes me, it begs the question, are things getting a little better, or are people just at the point where they're like, fuck it, I'm going to live a little bit? But so whichever one it is, just do the damn thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, make it happen.
Don't forget your baby at a fruit stand.
No. Avoid fruit stands.
Just want to put that out there.
All right.
We're giving you a safe sex message.
Yeah, don't be a fool, wrap your tool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't take candy from a stranger unless it's wrapped, right? That's another good one to remember.
No, it's don't take candy from a stranger, period. There's no unlesses. You can't say that.
Unless it's wrapped.
No.
You're missing the point, Dylan. It's not a piece of candy. It's a piece of candy.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And some folks like to take candy from strangers, Dylan.
Yes, you're right. All right. So until next time, Heather.
Ho, ho, ho.
Don't be a bah humbug.
No, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody.
Yep.
And we'll be back soon.
Yup.
Say bye, Dylan.
Bye, Dylan.